Hey everybody, I'm Adrian Bustamante and welcome back to Food Deconstructed. This week we're deconstructing the American favorite cheeseburgers, and this is another crazy recipe we put together for you. I love a good drink every now and again, and who doesn't? This is going to be a cheeseburger cocktail. So we're going to put this together and see how this turns out. So first thing we're going to start off with is we're going to dice up some tomato. We've actually peeled this tomato, and we did that with actually using a peeler. You can do it another way by actually popping it in some boiling water and pulling it out after a couple minutes, taking the skin off yourself. So what we're going to do is we're going to dice this up. We're going to add it to our cup here in a minute and actually muddle it. Now one tomato should be good enough. If it's got some seeds in there, you can actually de-seed it if you want, but we're going to be straining the drink as well, so it shouldn't be a problem. All right, so this will be the first thing that goes in our cup. Some tomatoes. Put as much or as little as you want from the whole tomato. I'm going to probably go about 3/4 of this tomato. So this is really one of the first times I'm making this. I want to make sure that my ingredients are evened out as best as possible. Now I'm going to add some caramelized onions, some mustard powder, and some horseradish. All right, now I'm going to use this spoon to actually muddle things up. If you have a muddle at home, feel free. If you have a drink shaker at home, feel free to actually put this in the actual shaker cup. But what we're going to do is, you're going to do the actual Boston shaker, as some like to call it. I'm going to kind of make sure that the tomatoes are as crushed up as possible, trying to get some juice out of there and placed in the bottom of the glass before we add the extra ingredients. You can already smell the horseradish and that mustard coming together. Now this almost reminds me of a Bloody Mary type of drink in the way that we'll be making it, and you'll kind of see how it goes along. All right, that should be muddled enough. Now we're going to add some lettuce puree. Who doesn't like a little lettuce puree? Some beef stock. And we're going to add, this might just save the day for me, we're going to add some rum. Maybe a little bit more. All right, I'll throw some ice cubes in here. Make sure it's nice and cold. Maybe a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. All right, make sure that's nice and tight. I'm just going to shake it back and forth. Making sure you're keeping a little bit of pressure if you're going to do it this way, because all of a sudden if you have any pressure, this is going to come off and you're going to get this whole drink spilled all over you. So give it some good shaking. Now, we're going to take our strainer, place it over the glass, and give it a good pour. Oof. That is not what I was expecting. You see that it's kind of getting clogged up, obviously, by some of the ingredients in there. Just move it around through the strainer. This glass is obviously a pint glass, so it's a little bit larger than I may have needed for this, so you may want to start with a smaller glass, but it's okay. That's what I love about cooking. You kind of just learn as you go sometimes with new things. So we have our drink, and we're going to garnish this with a few things. So I'm going to set this off to the side here and use a little avocado. Now I'm just going to do some avocado slices. And some pickle. So we're slicing up the pickle. We sliced up our avocado. We're going to use this as garnish for our drink. We've also made some cheddar cheese crackers by ourselves as well. All we did was actually take a little bit of cheddar cheese, put it on a baking sheet, mash it down, and bake it for just a couple minutes. Made some nice crackers for ourselves. We're gonna use all this for a garnish, but first, I'm gonna find a smaller glass. All right, I've found my smaller glass. That's a little better. All right, well, let's add some pieces here. So we're gonna add a little pickle, some croutons to take the place of the bun, some avocado, and of course, well, maybe not of course, but who doesn't like a little cheese? Let's do this. Who doesn't like a little cheese? And we'll add that to the side as well. Well, everybody, there you go. That's the cheeseburger cocktail. Now, I'm gonna say this going in, that this is probably the most scared I've ever been to taste anything on this show so far. Let's just hope this doesn't become a regular occurrence, huh? That's not good at all. It definitely tastes like maybe a green smoothie more than a cheeseburger. But it definitely maybe would work for a green smoothie crowd. That's about what I thought it would taste like. It's very, I don't know how, but it tastes a lot like a pickle. And I didn't even put any pickle in the original drink. So the cheeseburger cocktail, ladies and gentlemen, did not go over as well as I was hoping, but that's what happens sometimes here on Food Deconstructed. So stay tuned for our next recipe, which is cheeseburger sushi. And let's hope it tastes better than this one.